these are my 5 top tips for selling your Cheshire home. Number 1 has to be to boost curb appeal. The first impression anyone is going to have of your property is what it looks like from the road. So curb appeal is a bit of a cliche, but it really does have meaning behind it. How your home looks when someone sees it for the first time is very important. So take a critical look, try and stand away from the property. Imagine you're looking at it for the first time, or invite a friend to do the same thing. Does the curb need weeding? Does the fence need painting? Does the hedge need cutting? All these things matter and are very important for how someone's going to feel when they first arrive at your property. If there are negative elements to the curb appeal, then they will have a negative mindset from the beginning of the viewing, and you want them to have a positive mindset all the way round. Top tip number 2 has to be to have professional photography and videography for your home. A lot of agents these days use a professional photographer, however hardly any of them will go with the photographer to make sure that it is curated and looks as good as possible. And also the agent is the one who's selling your home, so you want to make sure that they are involved with how it looks. Also, a property shouldn't be photographed or videoed unless it has been pre-styled. So at Storeys, we always go a week before and then on the day to make sure that the rooms look as good as possible. A video is essential with modern property marketing, and it should always be a presenter-led video, ideally by the agent that you've chosen to sell your property. They're the ones that know you, they're the ones that know the property, they're the ones, or they should be the ones, who are going to be negotiating with a buyer. And with a presenter-led video, you can say an awful lot more than you can on static photographs. Top tip number 3 is to repair and refresh. So before you get your agent in, or once you've consulted with your agent, it's important to have a critical eye across the entire property and to make sure that everything looks as good as possible. Does the door close properly? Are there some kitchen cupboards that are out of alignment? Are there some blown windows? Do you have some cracks around the ceilings where the plaster or the paint has shrunk? These are all very common problems, and they aren't major, but they will be noticed by buyers. And the more perfect your property is, the higher the price you will achieve and the quicker the sale will come. Tip number 4 is to depersonalize and declutter. This might sound obvious and you hear a lot of it these days. However, it's vital that your home isn't too personal to you. This can either be due to the personal belongings that you have. So you may have lots of family photographs. It's important that you don't have too many of those around. Equally, you do want it to feel like a home, so 1 or 2 aren't going to be a problem. But if you have too many items in a room, it can make it look smaller than it actually is. So by working with the right estate agent, they will advise you on what needs to be removed or repositioned in a room to depersonalize and to declutter. This will produce a far better quality photograph, a far better, more free-flowing video, ultimately more viewings, a better price and a quicker sale. My top tip number 5 for selling your Cheshire home is to always be ready for viewings. If you've taken the massive leap of wanting to move house, and it is a big leap, so do be ready for it. If you've taken that leap, always be ready for viewings when your house is on the market. Regularly at Storeys, we'll get people calling and they have to view within the next 24, 48 hours because they are only in the area for the next 2 days. They're going on holiday, they've got work or family commitments. And in particular, if they're in a good financial position, you want to make sure you can get them in. Now, I have young children myself and a busy family life, and we appreciate that it's not a perfect science and the house can't be immaculate all the time, but try where possible to be as ready for viewings as you can. One thing we recommend is to have some boxes to hand, and if you've got young kids, you can throw all the toys into a box. You can put that box in the back of the car. You can do the same in different areas of the house. and then you can be quickly ready for viewings. That right buyer might be the person that has to view in the next 24 hours, and you should always be ready. So my top 5 tips are: boost curb appeal, have professional photos and videos, repair and refresh anything that needs sorting out, depersonalize and declutter, and number 5 was always be ready for viewings. I hope you got good value from this video. Check out the description and links below. There's other videos of ours to watch. You can always get in touch if you think we can help. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, and we'll see you in the next video. So my top 5 tips were, forgotten already. Do I need to remember these, Scott? And I can read them out.
That was what I said.
Yeah. Curb appeal photos, repair and refresh. I'll try and remember, yeah.
If you can.